Welcome to Nerdalysis Unhinged, a series where I talk about subjects related to media and pop culture with no script and no regard for how long I ramble on. The question of today is Starfield a mess? This game, this is a Bethesda game if you didn't know, released September 6th. Yeah, that was the release. And I have played a lot of it. I hit the 30-hour mark. And I have thought, so that's what I'm going to talk about and figure out why reviews are so mixed, why people have feelings about this game, how dare you have feelings about this game, and what that means for games overall. Is this really a failure like some people are saying? Was this really just a dumpster fire? Or is it the greatest game ever created? Is it just a masterpiece? That's what I'm going to talk about today. This video is sponsored by me and my Ko-Fi page. If you like the content you're seeing and want to support me in all my content creation endeavors, you can go to my page at www.ko-fi.com/Lindsay Reskin. Thank you to everyone who supports me. And now back to your scheduled programming. Let me give you my background on my engagement with Starfield and Bethesda games. I will make it known now, very clear, I am not a Bethesda fan person. In fact, I haven't really played Bethesda games. I did not play Skyrim when it first came out. I mean, that was the big Bethesda game that I had really heard of, and I had friends who had played it. I know Fallout is also a series that they have done, and I didn't really know anything about it. It wasn't anything that was on my radar. It wasn't a game I considered or knew much about. So that was me until I met some friends who were really into Bethesda games and Skyrim and stuff, and I started to learn more, but that didn't mean I played them. In fact, I did not play Skyrim until a few months ago during the Bethesda sale that they had on Steam. When I bought Skyrim for like $5, I bought it and I started playing it, and I mean, it is fun. So I wasn't really keen on going to go get Starfield. I didn't look at any of the marketing materials. I didn't watch trailers. I didn't watch Todd Howard talk about it. I watched nothing. All I knew from friends is that it's a Bethesda game in space, and they were excited for it, and that was all I knew. And then people told me the best time to play a Bethesda game is 10 years from now, which is a whole other problem all in itself, and maybe something we'll talk about later. But that's what I knew of the game. Space Bethesda game. So going into Starfield, when I first played it, I did not buy it. I played on a friend's copy. They let me try it out, make my own character. And you know what? I enjoy character creation. I enjoy RPGs. I like space. Space is cool. And just like with Skyrim, I started enjoying the first, little bit of it and decided that I wanted to play it for myself. And a friend gifted it to me, so that barrier to entry was pretty low, and I started playing it for myself. And I wanted to figure out, I enjoyed my first interaction with the game, and I wanted to know why people did not like this game or were upset with this game. And that's not to say everyone was, but a lot of the videos that popped up on my YouTube feed were Starfield is not the game you think it is, or play No Man's Sky. I think that's the one, or the game that you can fly around to actual planets is better than Starfield. Watching these reviews, I was confused. I'm like, why were they expecting Starfield to be this game? Because I'm playing Starfield and it is definitely not that game. And where did this idea come from that it was, the next big space thing, and it was free for all exploration, and you could do whatever you wanted, wherever you wanted. I don't know. It was like people's expectations were that you're on a ship and you could fly wherever you wanted and just fly there, not fast travel, not anything like that, but fly there and explore the stars and all of that. And that's not to say this doesn't kind of exist in the game, but travel is mainly done on a map. I feel like compared to Skyrim, travel is not the thing that the game focuses on. The game focuses on exploration, of opening a map, seeing a random place, not knowing anything about it, going on that place and scanning stuff and figuring out what's there. That's what it felt more like to me. So it was different than Skyrim, but I was wondering where are people getting this idea that it's just like this free-for-all in space, kind of like No Man's Sky. That's the title of the game I'm going to go with, that people were referencing. My bad if it's wrong, but I didn't understand. And I started to hear them talk about things that were said to them by Todd Howard, by marketing, by gameplay, and that's when I was like, oh, maybe people's expectations about the game were based on the marketing, which is fair. That's what marketing is for. And in my mind, I'm like, maybe that marketing was promising a different game than it actually delivered. So I decided to look into the marketing. That was the start of this whole video idea. Is I've enjoyed my time in Starfield. I don't think it is a bad game. I don't think it is the best game ever and that it's going to change the future of gaming. It is just a fun little space game that I can spend hours in. Obviously, I'm at the 30-hour mark and I still have a lot to do in that game. And I know when I come back to it, because I'm taking a break now and playing other games, but I know that there will be things to do when I come back to this game. I figured I could use my marketing experience to better analyze the promotional materials that were set out, because in my mind, I know what the game is. I've played 30 hours of it. I've got a pretty good idea of what this game is and is not. So I can take that view and use it to see where the marketing materials a little misleading. Were they promising the stars and you got clouds? I don't know what comparison to make there. I lost the saying, but that's what I did. The things that I looked at were GameCon, I want to say. They were in Germany or whatever. It was like a week before early access to Starfield came out. And then I watched the live action trailer and I watched part of the Starfield Direct Bethesda thing that they did. I didn't watch the full thing because it was like 40 minutes, and by that point I was like, okay, I see what's going on here and why people are bringing this kind of assumption to the game. I took some notes. I know I said that this is a series with no script, okay, but I needed to remember things and organize my thoughts, and I knew I wanted to talk about this, so let's just talk about this. I want to focus on one of the big marketing things that I saw them push first, and that was that this is the first new franchise in over 25 years. Like, that was in their GameCon presentation, that's in a lot of their marketing materials, that was a big thing in like the trailer that I saw, the official gameplay trailer. They're really pushing this narrative that says this game is the first new franchise in 25 years, which, like, cool, okay, good fact to point out. But when you put that rhetoric in marketing material, when you open with that, the message that you are sending, and you know you're sending this, like, they have professionals, they know what they're doing. But the message that you are sending is, hey, consumer, Bethesda fan, video game people, masses, we've had this idea for 25 years and it's been baking for 25 years. We've been actively working on this for 25 years. It establishes this authority and this idea that this world has been crafted for 25 years. And when you start with that, when that is a big pitch that you're making, you're trying to buy the trust of game players saying, you know, we've really taken our time with this game and it's going to be so cool because 25 years of work have gone into that. I know that they did not say we worked on this game for 25 years, but by using this rhetoric, saying this is the first new franchise in over 25 years, or this, it wasn't so much the GameCon one, but it was their official gameplay trailer where it said 25 years in the making or whatever. You're sending the message that this is fleshed out for 25 years. And that's just not the case, because you fail to mention, like, it's a good talking point tagline or whatever, but that 25 years was not spent in development, in testing, in concepts, in stories, and you were producing other games, and this was like on the back burner. I don't know. It just makes me feel like it's a little deceptive to say we've been working on this game for 25 years and giving it the weight of we've been working hard on this game for 25 years, because you have not. And I get from a marketing tactic, I get why they're doing this. I just think that that's where the start of false expectations kind of starts, especially when it's a big talking point and everyone's like, oh, new universe in like 25 years. Like, yes, it's cool and it's great, but also sometimes, at least to me, it sounded like it could come off as this game has been heavily worked on for 25 years. That was one of the first problems, I think, is this is 25 years in the making. And technically it is. I mean, you've been releasing games and you use the same formula for this game. Anyone who tells you that this game is not a Bethesda game, I think is lying to you, because immediately from playing Skyrim for a little bit, and I mean, I wasn't even deeply entrenched in Skyrim, to coming to Starfield, this is Skyrim in space. The formula is very similar, which isn't bad, I'm just saying. And then now these are quotes coming from GameCon. So these are quotes coming from Todd Howard a week before early access. So the game's not going to be changing much. Like, they may be fixing bugs and stuff and like optimizing, but the core of the game is not going to be changing when he makes these statements. Here are the statements he makes, and then we're going to talk about the rhetoric, because that is what I've just noticed is the problem with the marketing of this game. Things that he says about Starfield. Explore with complete freedom in the galaxy. This is the dream game. Our games are about creating and being whoever you want. NASA meets Indiana Jones going for these artifacts. Someone give Todd Howard an award for being a rhetorician. Like, he knows those marketing. He knows how to sell something. That is a salesman right there. I've never heard the man speak until I started looking at these videos. For some reason, I don't know why I thought he was Swedish. Okay, I just did. These statements are just not true of the game. I get it. I get when marketing, you don't have time to quite tell the truth of the game. But saying that you can explore with complete freedom in the galaxy is bullshit. It's not true. And I know he's trying to sell a game, and I know he's not going to like break it down and be like, well, you're technically going to open a map and you're going to jump to planets and stuff like that. I'm just saying, like, this is lofty rhetoric for a game that has been established. Like, this is why people had a problem. Because you set up these expectations, and there's a game like that does exist. So that's why people are bringing this idea to the game, because Todd Howard said you could literally explore with complete freedom in the galaxy, and that is not true. There are restrictions. There always needs to be restrictions in games. Like, every game has to have restrictions and rules. That's just what makes them fun and what makes them viable to create. And just calling it a dream game. Our game's about creating and being whoever you want. And like, that's fluffy marketing language. And I feel like, at least from what I was seeing in the promotional material that was pushed, especially toward when the game was coming out, they never grounded it and came back down to a realistic level of what the game actually was. And that's a problem. This is where you set up false expectations. I'm looking at you, Cyberpunk 2077. Those marketing materials, oh my god, nothing like the game. And they wonder why people get mad. Or maybe they don't wonder, okay? Maybe they know what they're doing. They don't care once they've sold copies. So they do what they have to do to sell the copies. But it's like, at this point, I don't trust any marketing for movies, games, books, anything, because I know what they're doing, and that's fine. They're playing the game, but like, as a consumer, we have to play the game and set our expectations. And it's sad and it's awful, but I think this is why we don't pre-order games. Like, I've stopped pre-ordering games because I know that this is a thing that they do, and I want to hear reviews. I want to hear what real people have said who've played the game, like actual versions of the game that they can share, who can speak freely. That's, I think, why the equivalence of Starfield is not the game we thought it was going to be. Well, yeah, because I understand, because the marketing material, like, it's just not. And now it makes me want to research bad marketing into video games, or like how marketing affects how we interact with games, because it does affect how we interact with media. A few quotes I'll leave you with from the lovely Todd Howard. This was in their, you aren't limited in where you can go or what you can do. That's not a realistic expectation to set. I'm so sorry. Like, you are limited. It's a game. It's not real. Even in real life, I am limited in where I can go and what I can do. And video games are escapism, but you are going to be limited. So stop that. we've never tried to make a game like this. I'm sorry, what? Like, you literally have. You took your RPG formula and you put it in space, and there are tweaks and there are differences, and that's great, but like, you have tried to make this game. You have been making these games. Stop it. They boast of thousands of worlds, which just like, when games are vast, they're not detailed, and that's just annoying. The thousands of worlds to me didn't seem like, oh, very cool. It made me think, oh, so things aren't going to be as detailed as they could be everywhere, because there's no way you could produce that much. But now they have the technology. But no, you can't produce that much and refine it unless you really were working on this game for 25 years, but you were not. Okay, I'm getting heated, can you tell? The trailers just show cool stuff and omit the running around too. Like the filler, the gameplay loop, you're just shown the cool stuff. You're not shown that I land on a planet and I literally run forever to get to a point of interest, and I'm just running. I'm like managing my oxygen to run so I can run more, and just, okay, I'm done. That's my take on Starfield a mess. And it didn't even turn into a Starfield a mess. It turned into, why the frick did you market this game the way you did? And no wonder people are upset. So I think the problem with Starfield is there's also problems with it, like content, like the normal game problems that I would like analyze and stuff like that. But I think one of the biggest reasons for disappointment could have been avoided if they just marketed it in an honest way and stopped making it lofty and like the super ambitious nebulous thing that's all about space and like, just market the freaking game that you made, okay? It is space. It's cool. It can be fun. There are fun elements to it, and sometimes they ground it, but it was not grounded enough, in my opinion, and that is why people were like, I can't go to that moon like I could in No Man's Sky. So my question is, what was your interaction with Starfield? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Do you think that marketing was accurate to what they produced? Did that affect how you played the game? There's 20 questions for you. Okay, thanks, bye.